All right, sorry about that. We're ready?
We're good. Cool.
Did you hit it?
Yeah, just pass that. I'm good.
All right, what's up, dude?
Not much.
How you
Chilling. Pretty relaxed.
Good. All right, so introduce yourself.
My name's I don't know. My name's Joe. Akronym. What's up, everyone? Hi. How y'all doing?
We're doing all right. Traffic
shitty.
Yeah.
It's LA though, but people still move here.
Yeah,
For real.
It's
People
the dream.
Like this guy over here.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Making our streets busier.
Yeah, for real. Where are you coming from?
Over by Six Flags.
Six Flags.
So
okay.
middle of nowhere, LA.
Yeah,
LA County.
Was it like Valencia?
Yeah, Valencia, Santa Clarita Valley.
you grew up there? Or?
No, recently moved there from
for sure.
Glendale area.
Do you grow up in Glendale?
Yeah, so not too far from over here, but just grew up over there, Pasadena area, Glendale area.
It's like a nice area over there.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Like I hated it growing up because there's nothing to do. But
Really?
yeah, so it was back in the day where you can just take your skateboard and disappear all day and then come back. But so you get into some trouble. But
Yeah.
So is that what you were doing, like, from early on?
yeah, well, I did a lot of sports. So parents tried to keep me busy. But then whenever I wasn't doing sports, I would just be not home. So
What sports you play?
football, baseball. I did wrestling for a tiny bit. I do jiu-jitsu. So
Nice.
I like being busy.
You've always been active then?
Yeah, always.
What about the music stuff?
My dad was in bands growing up. Or his whole life growing up, like he was just like music involved, and carried over to my age, and I grew up listening to him singing into a microphone pretty much my whole life. And then I started playing guitar, age 12, got into bands, and realized that I don't want to just do the band thing because I was making all the music for whoever I was playing with. So figure I'd just do it on my own. I got into EDM because no one wants to pay bands anymore. So
Yeah.
it's a dying art.
Yeah, it honestly costs too much. You gotta pay everybody. There's
it's times 4 or 5. So
and you gotta pay everyone else, and yeah, like it's crazy.
it's hectic. And then you gotta like have band practice, and everyone needs to be there, and it's just frustrating. And then I just discovered EDM and went from there.
So what about before the music? You said you were into skating a lot?
Yeah, I mean it was like a thing just to get out of the house. I was low key a pussy though. I didn't want to get
skating?
Well, yeah, because I didn't want to get too hurt because I had sports to go to. My dad would kill me if I got hurt. So that was
always my shit. Like I just didn't like to fall.
Yeah,
and that's what like kind of if you don't get past that, you're never gonna go anywhere.
I mean, I just didn't want to roll an ankle or something, and then like. Because I was decent at sports. I at least started, so my dad would fucking murder me if I.
You were getting more into that than skating.
Yeah.
You took it pretty serious, like the sports thing?
Yeah, I actually wanted to be a baseball player growing up my whole life, and then came high school and I said fuck that. So.
What's your team?
Dodgers.
Dodgers. All right. Cool,
Yeah.
Cool.
2 years in a row.
I know. I see everyone's like, "Oh, we're going to the World Series." It doesn't fucking matter if you don't win it, though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I mean, I guess it means something to some people, but like.
No, I want to see a trophy. Otherwise, I'm not happy.
Yeah, we kind of got our ass beat this season.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Yeah.
I was in Seattle watching the final moments too. I was at like at a haunted house, haunted corn maze thingy. And they had a projection screen of the Dodgers losing. And
Yeah. That's a scary sight.
Yeah, no, for real. Everything else after that wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
No.
So you were into baseball a lot. What else?
I mean, outside of sports or just like sports-wise or
Sports-wise, what were you into? You said jiu-jitsu?
football and jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I picked up jiu-jitsu later.
Did you play like in high school or?
Yeah, high school. There was high school and then like a little bit of college and then.
Oh, you wrestled in college?
No, football.
Oh, football?
Football in college.
Where'd you go?
Citrus College.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sick.
So it's a cool spot.
Yeah.
But I couldn't keep up with the schedule. So it burns you out. Like I don't know how they like big ups all these college athletes that are able to do it because like you're there 7 days a week, and I didn't live close. Like
I was about to say, that's like a commute.
Yeah, it took me an hour just to go one way and then an hour back, and then I'd have to be there from like 6 a.m. for class, and then I wouldn't leave until about like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
and then go do it all over again.
You would
and
do
then
the all-dayers?
all day.
Yeah.
And then
just get tired of it.
yeah. So after like, a couple seasons, I was just like, fuck this. Like this is too much for me. So.
Is that why you think you moved away from sports? Strictly because of that, or you just weren't feeling it?
I just wasn't feeling it. Like that same passion wasn't there anymore. And I started getting more into music and started realizing that like that's actually what I was like really into, because that's when I was like really going to shows, and I was letting people, I was really in the closet about making music for a long time. And because the high school I went to, for the longest time, it was like you were straight up gay if you were, it was like the word that they used, locking you out of high school. Like you were weird. You're the weird kid that like if you liked EDM, especially if you made it, like
really?
Yeah. So like I like kept a real hush for a long time, and then but I started going to shows, and I just started being more open about it, and then I like finally like announced to people that I do music, and that's when I like started to just swap passions from sports to music. So
what were you into before EDM?
Music wise,
metal,
metal,
rock and metal. Yeah.
Is that kind of what you grew up on?
Yeah.
Is that what your dad was doing?
Yeah, my dad did metal, but he was more into like hair metal, and his favorite band's Journey, so that's not metal, but still like Journey and like and all like a lot of that stuff. But he happened to like he likes Metallica and he likes Megadeth, and that's like my intro to like metal, and then from there I just progressively wanted to get heavier. And
so did you have like that whole punk phase like growing up, like in middle school and stuff like that?
No. I wasn't like a Hot Topic shopper. That was not me at all.
You didn't show the stereotypical image?
No, I mean I had my band shirts, but that's because like I either got them from concerts or like if I hadn't seen them live, like if I had Metallica, but I had like a code of honor for it. Like you couldn't wear a shirt if you didn't know like X number of songs and like facts about the band. I wasn't like just throwing a band T-shirt and like So
that was kind of just like more recent. Now everyone's throwing a band.
Yeah, like
shit.
Like I get walk down the street and see 3 different people wearing a Metallica T-shirt because it's trendy. Like
Okay, so when you started getting into EDM, what made you get into EDM? Did you go to a show? Did you start listening to music? How did that happen?
I was on Facebook, and I got tired of listening to a bunch of the new bands that were coming out, and it just either sounded the same or it just wasn't exciting to me. And I asked for some like new music, like someone like just recommend me shit. And it's gonna sound cliche as fuck, but someone recommended Skrillex.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a starting point for everyone. But but
how long ago was this?
This was before Scary Monsters was released.
Okay.
So like this was like I think the first song I heard was Kill Everybody or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But so this it's like 8 years ago now, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Scary Monsters was like 2010, maybe.
Yeah. So this is like 2009.
At least 9 years ago, maybe.
Yes, yeah. So it was a long time ago. But but I heard that and I was like, this is fucking sick. And then I had other people throwing me other different types of EDM by way, and I ended up liking the heavier shit. People started like recommending me like different trance artists, and it's not my field, so it's not what I go for.
So you went basically straight into bass music?
Yeah. Like I knew early on that was it. I think the furthest I ever strayed away was like Jungle Terror and like Big Room, but it's because it's like still heavier for that style of music. Like I like some hard style, some like hard dance, like some of it's cool just because it's like heavier than like the standard. So, but everything else I like try to give it a shot, and everyone's like, oh, you need to listen to this artist. Like, nah, like I've tried. I've tried. Like everyone thinks I haven't, but like I don't know, it's not for me.
Yeah, they're really, really different.
Yeah.
You could do so much like within one, or just like electronic music in general.
Yeah. Yeah, they say like it's nice because then you have a variety for the people that don't like the heavy shit. They want to like cry their eyes out at a show. And, there's that. I saw Above and Beyond once, and I thought this is just dumb. I don't know why everyone's standing around crying, like hugging everyone. Like it isn't pretty, but it was boring. Like I'm there to party, so
it's a different world almost.
Yeah. So
each stage like kind of sets like, or whoever's playing kind of sets that whole vibe, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I respect what they do, but it's not for me. And, you know, if you're into that, then cool. I'm glad it's there for you.
So, producing wise, did you start getting straight into dubstep?
No, to put it simply. But I couldn't even tell you what the fuck I was making. I didn't even have a genre. I was
putting sounds together.
I would literally. So I had a cracked version of FL Studios. I feel like, or it was back when it was still Fruity Loops. That's how fucking it was like. I think it was like Fruity Loops like 6 or 7 or something like that, and it would just come with the standard. I think it comes like 120 BPM, and I would just start plugging shit in. It would like the slot, like the basic whatever stock plugins that the sounds that they have, and I would just start making stuff. There was no rhythm. There was no tempo. There was no. It was just a bunch of fucking noise.
Just making music.
It was just making noise. Yeah, and I guess you can call it music.
Yeah, I was making stuff.
Like I actually still have the project files on my computer because I laugh at them every once in a while. So.
Yeah, I mean it's always good to look back on them too. Like, damn, that's where I started.
Yeah. So it didn't take me long to want to start making dubstep because I got frustrated making all this noise. It's kind of like when you're just given here's a guitar, play. You know what the fuck you're doing. You're just like, you're just strumming around and not really playing anything. So I took to YouTube and then went from there.
You started watching YouTube videos?
Yeah, YouTube University. So that's what I learned everything.
Everything?
Just about. I mean, I have like some things from like help from other people, like different peers giving me advice and stuff. Yeah, and different collabs where I have with people that are better than me and they'll teach me some stuff. But for the most part, everything's just YouTube.
You didn't mind the whole sitting in front of a computer thing? Just watching videos?
No. I mean, I was either going to do that and play a video game, or I could sit in front of a screen and play a video game, or I was just going to learn how to do music. So I learned how to do music.
So where'd you kind of start in terms of like playing shows? Where was your first show at?
It was my YMCA. Yeah.
How did that happen?
So I've been going to that YMCA since I was a kid. I was like 11 or 12 or something like that. And then I started working there, and then I was a camp counselor for them. And then one of the things we had to volunteer for was a middle school dance. And their DJ wasn't able to go and DJ it anymore. And I was like, well, I'm starting to do it. So I started DJing.
What'd you play there?
Oh, man, all the top 40 cleanest music. Like, no curse words.
There was a Skrillex song in there. You know?
Oh, no, I would throw a couple in there. I would definitely throw a couple in there. It was cool. Some of the kids actually requested it, so that made it that much more fun.
Cool. Where did it like expand from there? When was this? Like, how old were you when you first started that first show?
I think I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was like 17 at the time. And I had my friend. So from there, like I had like my best friend at the time. He wanted to be my manager because we thought manager and agent were the same thing. So he was going to go get me shows. And we just got like all these random ass little nonsense gigs that I don't even like. Some of them weren't even like music. I was supposed to be talking as a DJ. Like it wasn't even like so, but it was just like
a host.
Yeah, exactly. The description would say DJ. So, but it was just like really, we just got all these like nonsense little gigs, but it like built me up this like resume and was able to get a wide variety of like genres to learn how to mix, and so I try to like build off of that. And then I got to the point where I'm like, I'm sick of doing these like corporate events. Like, fuck this. Like I want to do like actual clubs. And then I just had friends like whoever threw a show like put me on an opening slot or something like that. And
did you ever do like parties?
I threw one. And you mean like did I play him?
Play him.
Oh yeah, I play like house parties whenever I could. If there's somebody I needed a DJ, like but I didn't even like those either because then you have that drunk bitch that comes up and like asks for some hip hop song I've never heard of. Yeah, how do you play this? You're an awful person for not playing. Fuck you. Like,
you don't know that song? They get all mad.
How do you not? No, like I'm not. No, so I'd just be like so over it real fast.
Yeah.
But I wanted like to not have anyone come tell me shit when I play. So.
What was your first club gig?
Fuck. I want to say the first like legitimate one I think was at the Yoast. So I played like upstairs in the loft or balcony or whatever the hell it's called. But I think that was like the first like legitimate one. There was like actual people on the lineup and I was excited to be on that. But it was always a struggle like for me to like continue getting shows because I didn't have any friends that liked EDM. Like I said, it was like you were really like in the closet about it. and so I didn't have any friends that were into that either, except for like the 2 that I had. So
when did you finally like come out the closet that you were producing?
I think I was like 19.
Okay, so I mean,
yeah,
like,
it was a couple years, but it was a really tough 2 years because it was just like
You're still doing like citrus and football, probably, right?
Yeah, and then like I lived in Arizona for just like half a year, and but the dudes that I was like living with, like they were into EDM, so like they were like the ones that kind of like gave me the idea that like you should start actually trying to do this. But then when I came back home and I was just like, this is not.
Yeah.
It's still not. So, but eventually I just like got that confidence, like fucking I'm just gonna do it, and then I just started going from there.
What was your like your name back then? Was it?
It's always been Akronym.
How'd you like figure that out?
So, there's this dude in high school. He was a cocky ass dude, and he would just he made music. I found out he didn't even make music. He just did mashups, but they were really shitty, and I didn't like him. And I was like, I know I can make music better than him. And that's actually how I started making music, because I was like, I'm just yeah, I was like, I can make better music than him. And so the first song I made, I called it BTE, which stood for Better Than David. So and I just started making songs that were like, they're awful songs, but like they were songs that like they're not technically acronyms, but they're like abbreviations. But I would just talking shit on people, or just talking shit in general, and so no one would know I was talking shit, but it would be.
Damn, so you were literally the acronym guy?
Yeah, I had like 30 songs that were all acronyms. So, and my dude that was like my manager or whatever, I was like, well, you need a name to go by. And I'm like, I couldn't think of anything. And he's like, let's go by acronym. All right.
You inadvertently like made your own brand, huh?
Yeah, without even realizing it. I was just doing it just because I was trying to be a piece of shit. So.
All right, so you started at the YMCA. Like, where have you been now? What kind of shows have you been playing?
Played all around LA, all around Orange County, San Diego, and then been to San Francisco twice this year. Then I like just started going like further around the state, and then I think it was like a little over a year ago now. I went to Seattle, was my first like out of state, and then I've been to Seattle like I think 3 times now. I just got back from Montreal a couple weeks ago, and then
how was that?
That was fucking wild.
I heard that the crowd in Canada is like really.
They're like old school LA, like the dubstep scene from like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Like they just want to go hard. They just like they're just there to have fun. They're not like gonna just sit there and like go on. Yeah. Like like nowadays you see half the room are like headbangers, the other half are rhythm heads, and like you can only like please half the crowd at a time, But like they're like everyone's just like they just want to have fun and just like they're fucking sick.
What's your favorite spot so far?
That's a tough one. I think Montreal has had the best crowd out of state. I love Seattle though, so I'm a little biased just because personally I love Seattle. So, but Montreal I think has been like one of the most insane crowds that I've played to.
When did you like first start traveling?
I think the first Seattle show, yeah. Well, no, I guess like when I played in San Jose first. That was the furthest I ever traveled for like booking as an acronym for like playing whatever the fuck I want to play, not like some bullshit. But yeah, that was I think 2.5 years ago, and then just been a lot of LA shows, and then now I'm like finally starting to branch out and get out of state.
Do you like traveling? How's that?
I love traveling. I love traveling. I love traveling even if it means I'm going to go do like something I don't want to do. Like if I have to go move somewhere and I have to go help someone. One of my friends was planning on moving from I think from Tacoma to Seattle, and I was down to like fly up to Tacoma and then help her move her shit to her new place, and like that's still fun to me even if it's not music. So like when I get to travel for music, it's just like that much better. So like I love being able to like I love the stress of flying and like seeing all these new places, but like sitting in the back of an Uber like checking out my window.
Does it feel different than regular traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's nice when you don't have to pay for your flight. So no, it's cool because like I feel like I have like an actual purpose. Like I'm there for business. Like I get to like I'm not there just like to strictly just go hang out and have fun. Like I'm going to do that, but but I have like a real serious goal for me. So
you're not playing any shows in LA after this underground show, right?
No, after the 24th. Taking a hiatus from LA unless it's like a really big show, but I'm just not trying to burn myself out, talk to my agent, and like figure that's not I got to kind of pull off from the LA shows. So
how many LA shows have you played like in a row? Or well, just probably like the past year, I guess.
The past year, I mean, I even slowed it down a lot last year, but I've probably played at least 15 to 20, or no more.
This year?
Yeah, more. Yeah, but like a lot of like guest appearances or like hidden, like I'm just like, you know, who's going to be special guest or whatever. Like, but I don't know. I just got to tone it down a bit. So.
For how long?
From I don't know. I guess maybe from here on out, unless it's like I said, unless it's like a really good show or like something that I can't pass up, then I'm gonna play it. But I'll probably just play like a handful of shows in LA throughout the year versus like 20. So
what are you gonna do? What else do you have lined up?
One of them, it's not. One of them's like I'm not allowed to announce yet by the time everyone sees this. But I just got booked to be a headliner in one of my favorite states. So I'm pretty excited for that. On Monday, I'm announcing that I'm playing in Chicago with Dak Daniels and it's Dak Daniels, Maze, back-to-back, Definitive, Warned, Guru.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think Gaps. That's in Chicago. Yeah, so that's on January. It's January 5th.
Nice.
So
I heard that scene's pretty good too.
Chicago,
yeah.
I heard, from my understanding, they're like super RIDDIM-y, like super underground vibes. So it should be fun. But
have you been there?
No, never. I mean, I've been to O'Hare Airport. That doesn't really count.
Yeah. Everyone stops in there.
Yeah, it's like it's weird how like I think I've been there maybe 5 times, like at O'Hare, just staring out the windows, wishing I can leave.
Yeah.
But.
So you said you started basically your introduction to bass music with Skrillex.
Yeah.
Tell me more about like the dubsteppy, modern dubsteppy, and like rhythm artists that really like motivated you or like inspired you.
Skrillex, definitely, obviously. Funcase, Cookie Monster. Those are my 2 idols, like biggest idols still. Listening to dudes like any of the Savages, really, because of just being in the crowd watching any of the Savages play, especially like watching like how like Blood Thinners did their shit live and watching like. Even though they're not a back-to-back, it's just watching how they feed off each other was cool to be able to see that. I'm trying to think who like damn there's so many people though that like I mean I just got to see Vodex recently and like that dude like I've been dying to see him just because like I used to play his stuff and like the fact he didn't put out any more music, but I mean it's just a lot of like the OG scene, Coffee, 50 Carat, like pre-Gentleman's Club days. And I learned about Solomon later. Yeah, I mean, I think anybody that pretty much came to LA, I took like a piece of that or try to take influence from that.
Who would be like the top 3 people you'd want to collab with?
Mastodon, Ivory. Ooh. And I'm trying to think who would I want. I'm gonna go with Cookie as my top 3.
So you just had that recent collab with Midnight
Tyrannosaurus, yeah. So that was cool. That was unexpected as fuck.
How'd that happen?
We met throughout like over a year, like span of a year, and just like got to talking. And one of my homies they were just kicking it, and because they're friends off so he's like, I need new music, like recommend me some artists, and he goes like, oh well, there's Akronym, like my homie Akronym, check out his stuff. And then he ended up liking my music, and he was like, hit me up, here's like send me your stuff. And then come to find out that I was the same dude he'd been talking to for the whole year. He had no idea that I was the same guy. Because like we kicked it at Lost Lands, we kicked it at Moonrise Festival. So it's just like he just didn't connect the dots, I guess. But so once he did, it was just like instant connection. It was like we already like had a little bit of history. And he's like, you know what, man, like we should do some shit. And I was like, he's like, I got songs. I was sitting on so many unreleased, or not unreleased, but like unfinished projects. And I just sent him like 5 songs, and he picked the best one, or the one he liked the best.
Nice.
That's how you guys went about the collab?
Yeah. Okay. It was crazy. We didn't even like really bounce off each other that much. It just worked so perfectly. Like we just meshed really well. Because I sent him over. I would say maybe 3/4 finished, but it was like really rough 3/4. And he sent me back basically a whole song, and then I sent my part, and then he just did like a couple of adjustments, and that was it. Like
it almost clicked.
Yeah, it was like I think just back and forth maybe 2-3 times, and then that was it, and this whole song was done.
What was the reaction to it?
From like fans or from myself or like
everyone, I guess. Yeah.
All my close people were freaking out that I just collabed with Midnight Tea. Like that, like I was freaking out. I was freaking the fuck out. But I got to be a little more cool about it. Like internally I was fucking screaming. But I mean, like everyone was like, it'd been like, I love this song. I think it's like a good song, and I can't believe that like I like got to do this with him, and it sounds really awesome. But then other people reacted the same way, and like seeing other like strangers and fans, like they love the song too. And I've been dropping it for a while because we've had it for a while before it was released, and people were like, "Oh, who's this?" And people look over my shoulder and they'll see Akronym in Midnight Tyrannosaurus, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah.
Would you say that's some of your best work? Or is it more?
I would the
branding of it.
I know. I wouldn't say it's maybe my. I'd say it's maybe my top 5. Because the sounds I used were a little bit different, and the style that I did everything was a little bit different. I guess it wasn't my most technical song, but it was just clean right off the bat. So I wouldn't say it was like my top, like, but I would just say like it, because it's hard to say because the sound that Midnight Tea put on it helped out what I had so much more than what I already had started. So it's kind of a toss up on how I feel, but I'm really proud of the outcome. I'd say like overall outcome, yeah, I guess maybe it's one of my more proud ones, but just because of how clean it sounds and how heavy it hits. So
you sitting on a lot of unreleased?
Yeah.
Do you like doing that, or?
It was my plan this past year. Like I was talking with people and I'm thinking like, I didn't want to just release one little song at a time and then it get not much attention, and just because then it just kind of I feel like it's a waste of a release if it only gets like a couple thousand plays and not much comes from it, and then you just wasted a good song on that. So I've just been stockpiling all these songs. Yeah, my plan originally was to release them 1 month at a time for a while, just to keep building it up. But then once Midnight Tea got involved, he started sending my stuff to other people. And then it just kind of, now I don't want to let it go just yet, but because it's building hype off of other people playing it. And so I'm sitting on like 16, 17 songs right now.
Finished or?
Finished. 14 of them are finished. Or 15 of them are finished. But
so what's the plan with that? Hold on to them,
labels,
release them?
Yeah, some labels. I'm giving out one once I reach 5,000 on SoundCloud, despite all the bullshit that just happened.
Yeah.
Did any
of your shit get taken out?
No, thankfully, and I don't know if I'm offended or or glad. Or really glad I didn't have to deal with all the emailing, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's despite that happening, I'm still going to keep pushing for SoundCloud because until there's genuinely a better platform.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about that. Right now, there is just
Spotify's like another outlet, but it's not a platform.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was wondering, would you be able to post the type of remixes that people post on SoundCloud on Spotify?
I think so.
Yeah? They wouldn't bring them down? Or?
I mean, I think you got to like tag, or when you post up the song, I think you got to put the original artist in there too to make sure they get their share for the plays. Mm-hmm. But I think that would be the only thing. I don't know, unless it's like, I mean, I'm sure there's some legal shit involved. Like if it was like an official release through like some record label and you were to do a remix, you can't profit off of Spotify plays without the consent of the label, I'm sure.
So what are your thoughts on that? I guess SoundCloud being the best platform.
I hate it. I miss old SoundCloud. I miss what it was, and but I like the fact that we do still have a platform. And I feel like it's important for, still like artists like me and other artists and like up and coming artists that are trying to get their name out there and have a place to freely put stuff, or as freely as it can get on SoundCloud. It's nice because. So it's like a double-edged sword because you have this shitty-ass platform, but it's like the one that we're stuck with. So
do you feel like there is a need for a new platform?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like there's been a need for years now. But nobody. I don't want to say nobody's doing anything about it, but the platforms that I've seen that have come up have just been either blatant SoundCloud ripoffs or they're just really poorly done, and the website just suck. And so there's definitely I feel like if we had a collective of artists and a couple business people come together, they'd be able to generate a real good website for artists that'd be able to help push us out. Because what I don't like with Spotify is you can't really find new music. You can find artists and you can find the songs that you like, but you can't find new music. This is their new release. You don't fucking know. It's just a song on there.
Yeah, for sure.
So
how does it work when let's say you have a song? How do you push do you send it to labels, and how does that all work?
For me in particular,
yeah.
Some of the songs, a lot of the songs actually I haven't even sent to labels. I've sent to maybe a couple, but they email me, and I just had this stack already waiting for them. I just been trying to get them out to artists for them to play out, kind of get the word buzzing from there. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really been sending to labels too much. I just know that the more my songs have other people have been playing have brought attention to other things. I've had other pretty good artists, big artists, play stuff just because they hear other people playing it. Mm-hmm. So that's good enough for me right now, just to kind of build that buzz.
Is that usually how it works? You send it to artists first for them to play it out?
I wouldn't know. I'm not really conventional in anything that I do. But music production or promotion, I'm not conventional by any means. So I'm probably doing it fucking way wrong, but I'm probably going about the way the worst idea possible. But it seems to be working right now for me. So until someone comes along and steers me in the right direction, I'm gonna keep going this route. But I do plan on sending stuff to labels real soon. But there's just certain songs that I want to save for certain labels, and I know I have to be patient. Mm-hmm. So,
what kind of promotion stuff do you do for yourself?
I try to post every day, Instagram and Facebook, Twitter. I try to reply to everyone, just respond to everyone, just talk to everyone, be cool with everyone, just constantly posting. I try to be me. I don't try to have these crafty little liners for pictures, captions for pictures. I want to put some shit that I would say. I can be a very not very eloquent person sometimes, to put clearly. And but I like to I want people to be fans of me and my music, not just this dude's has a cool image. I want people to like me for me. It puts less stress on me too. Not try to be someone I'm not.
Yeah, you don't have to keep up
yeah. It makes my captions a hell of a lot easier if I can put something stupid on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just try to post regularly, talk to people, keep content going. The occasional meme every once in a while, because unfortunately memes draw more likes than actual content. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we just got on Twitter, and it's pretty popping. We just hadn't really got to that part of it, just because we were doing the Instagram stuff, but. Yeah, dude, there's just a lot of shit going on all the time.
It's intimidating,
especially
on Twitter.
This past 2 weeks. There's been a lot of shit going on.
See, I need to go back. I was doing good for a while, but I honestly get intimidated on Twitter because I don't know how the hell these people come up with these posts. There's been a few times I've been proud of myself. I have a moment where I was this is a really good tweet, but it's 10 p.m. So I'll do I'll put it as a draft and I'll post the next day. But that's I don't I don't know how these people are putting up consistently solid posts, and I'm over here thinking fuck
yeah, some people are just good at Twitter. They're just funny as shit in a little span of words.
I feel I have a decent sense of humor, but I'm not on social media just to come up with I could never be a comedy writer. But I can respond to you, and that's where my comedy lies. But
yeah, those comedic pages, you'd be surprised how much work goes into some of those posts. People
it's
can
a science.
Freaking make videos out of anything now with somebody else's face on it, just doing some weird stuff.
No, these people, I said, they have it down to fucking science. The way they have this, the way they word stuff, the videos, the timing, and
how it comes up on the Discover page.
Yeah, and it's the hashtags, knowing which hashtags.
That's a whole fucking.
Yeah, there's a whole other word. I'm still learning on that, but I said, it's intimidating when all these good posts are coming up and it's I like eggs. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
All right, so what's the new year looking like for you? What do you got planned for 2019?
A couple of shows, and then I'm sure I'll get more shows. I'm trying to get some label releases. My goal is to have a release with NSD, or even if it's just Black Label, but not have like a solo track. Like as much as I love having a collab on there, now like my next step up from there is to have a solo song. Let's just make more music, try to grow from there. I'm trying to play some festivals.
Have you played any yet?
I played Beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, played at Beyond, and then I've played at Moonrise Fest, and then these are like the major ones that I've played at. I played Neon Fest actually. My bad. People listening, I played Neon Fest in North Carolina. So those are the 3 festivals that I've played so far.
What's your outlook like for the next year? Like you said, played more shows, but what would you like to see yourself in a year or 2?
I want to see myself in Australia. Definitely have like a small tour set up in Australia. Release on couple of good labels. Because I mean, I have the content now, so I'm not too worried if I send the wrong one, so to speak. But it's mainly I want to get outside the U.S. more. I think have an official tour going around, even if I'm like direct support on a tour with someone, and then go to Australia. That's what my goals are for this year. But as of right now, like 2019 is still a pretty blank slate for me. So do
you have a whole team? You were saying you had an agent?
Yeah, I have an agent.
Only an agent?
Yeah. I mean, he has his like mentor who's unofficially management for me, but it's only like when I really need the advice. It's not like an active, consistent manager. But I just have him as his name's Castro. Anthony Castro is my agent. So,
what does he do for you?
Negotiates, finds me shows, makes sure that I get everything that I need for the show and make sure everything's situated. He'll go be the asshole instead of me. So he's done that before where I'm like losing my shit on the phone, and he'll just tell me to shut the fuck up, and then he'll handle it, and the next thing I get a message back with a screenshot showing me like everything's cool. Like, all right. So nice. He'll go fight my battles for me a lot of times. Yeah. So
you feel like you don't need a manager right now?
No, I probably do. I definitely think I do, but I don't. I want to make sure it's like the right person, because I don't want just to have manager and then it not work either, But I definitely do feel like that'll help me raise the bar for myself a little bit to like better my promo, because like sometimes I try to forget, like I try not to forget to put promo out or do stuff, but I feel like they would be really on top of that and helping me refine my image. So,
who are like some of your friends in the industry? Like what other artists or producers are like your like real life homies?
Yeah. Well, number one would be Devin, like Sweet Tooth. Him and I go back now years, even before we even knew each other. I remember we have stories of like how we used to fucking bash each other in the mosh pits, and I just knew him as like the crazy dreaded black dude. Like,
used to shuffle with him.
No. I'm not coordinated enough for that. So, but no, we would just be like we would like fucking slam into each other real good, but like I had respect for him for that, and like I think it worked both ways. But then, now the music's going on, so him, friends with on the spot. No, I got like Mantic. I'm gonna see him later. I'm gonna see Frosty later because it's happy birthday, Frosty.
Frosty. I lost my wallet in his car after DC3.
No shit.
I was freaking out for like the whole day. I hit up Alaska, like, yo, nobody had it. And then for some reason, like I remember, like, yo, we were in his car, and like it ended up being like under the back seat, like under the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I got it, dude, roll through.
Clutch. So clutch. Before I forget, some people another coming to mind. Ross, Yax. And I mean, even if I'm like, I don't know, it's hard to like say who we're like friends with, but people that like, it's cool, like meeting a lot of artists that you would never think they were like really cool, and like end up being like, you see each other at a show and you're like really hyped.
Yeah.
Like any of the dudes from Savages. I think Ominous was the one that surprised me because he's always so damn quiet, but he's fucking awesome. But I have a really small circle of people though that I kind of just kick it with the same like handful, if that.
Nice. You wouldn't consider yourself somebody trying to make it in the scene?
Wait, what?
Like that type of scene? Besides like the music part of it?
Oh, me? Or
yeah, kind of like the social
like the clout part.
Yeah. That's because I'm not really, I guess I'm not really good with like a lot of different like I feel like my Twitter representation is pretty good of like how I'm with clout. Like I'm not I'm good. Like once I'm in the room, like if you introduce me to someone, I'll be good. I'll kill it. But like I'm like getting up into that point. It's just like I don't know. I'm work in progress. I'm still trying to work my way up that scale. But I feel like it's like a matter of like a lot of these dudes, like it's a level of respect, you know, like you've done X number of work or you've done this, like you have like a same level of playing field that you're on, you know, like it helps with that, you know.
Nice. I feel like you're waiting to earn it almost.
No, I feel like I'm in the process of doing it still. I feel like just like a day at a time. It's happening, but I never try to like go out of my way to like build clout or earn respect, you know, like I'm gonna do me. And
well, just in general, you're more like day to day.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's how I do everything, and my ex hated me for it too. Cause
What about it?
Just because like, you know, try to think long term or something like that. Like, and I'm like you know what, like. I don't know. That scares me. Like I would tell her, like I'm scared as fuck thinking about the future. So like I'm good living right now, and yeah, I have the same mentality across the board for everything.
Hey, that's good.
Is it working?
I think so. I mean, I'm happier now that I stopped worrying about the future. So I'm definitely. I think too damn much. That's why I can't smoke. So I think way too much.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you feel like you need to talk about? Anything else like important?
When I reach 5,000 on SoundCloud, despite the bullshit, I'm releasing a new song on free download. So I try to make it. I know everyone wants RIDDIM songs right now because they want to double and triple and all that shit. So it's a RIDDIM song that I like a lot, and normally I would probably sit on it. So giving it out.
Nice.
Dope.
Yeah. This one. This actually the 24th is not going to be open. Never mind. Come to the show on the 24th, even though you're not going to hear this in time.
Yeah, well, we might try to put it out.
If it happens, then come to the show on the 24th, the Underground Entertainment Chop Massacre.
If not, show's probably dope. Yeah,
it's pretty good lineup. I like it.
Yeah.
So that's it. I think that's it.
Thank you for doing this.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for coming through.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Sweet.
Hell yeah, man.
All right.